All right, Sixers fans, welcome to Planet 76. This is Planet 76 5-minute recap of the Sixers Game 4 loss at home to the New York Knicks. They now trail 3-1 in the series. No one's happy about that. And yeah, this is a recap of that. We give a recap after every single 76ers playoff game. So this is Game 4. Sixers fall 97-92 to fall behind in the series by a differential. Knicks 3, Sixers 1. Sixers now trail 3-1 and couldn't protect home court today, this afternoon, Sunday afternoon. I'm recording. This is about as live of a post-game reaction as you can get. The game went final about 2 minutes ago. Disappointing loss, frustrating loss. It was a good game. Sixers had jumped out to a lead like they have often in this series, and then the Knicks made it close, and it was only a 2-point game at half. Sixers had the lead. Sixers went into the fourth trailing by just one. That was just the kind of game it was, back and forth, close contest. Knicks didn't have much of a big lead ever, maybe 5-6. But yeah, Sixers again, they fall 97-92, and the story in this one is just how the Sixers ended the game. Couldn't have been worse. Could not have ended the game in a worse fashion. Offensively, defensively, I think they missed their last 11 shots from the floor. And in a close game, if one team decides to go 0 for 11 down the stretch, you know the other team's going to win. I mean, it's just simple as that. The game is called basketball. You don't put the ball in the basket, you're going to lose. Sixers did not put the ball in the basket down the stretch late. Very questionable offense, too. A shot clock violation, several turnovers late. Rushed 3-point looks from Maxey, from Embiid, from Kelly Oubre. It was ugly. They looked lost offensively. Now, defensively, they played all right down the stretch. The problem was on the defensive boards. Knicks finished the game with 15 offensive rebounds. It almost felt like 13 of those came in the final 7 minutes of the game. It was ridiculous. And then when it wasn't an offensive rebound, the Knicks would get scrappy and it would go out on the Sixers, and that would give the Knicks possession. And Sixers scored just 16 in the fourth quarter. Like let's talk about that for a second. You have a chance to tie the series 2-2, make it a 3-game series. You're at home in front of your fans, although there's 40% Knicks fans there, which is a topic for another day. But you score 16 points in the fourth quarter. Almost like there was no heart. A kind of interesting development in that. I'm curious to what Nick Nurse is going to say post-game. So Joel Embiid did not sit in the second half. Played good for 3 quarters, didn't do crap in the fourth quarter. So he probably should have sat. Now I get that hindsight 2020, super easy for me to sit here and say that, but he wasn't getting rebounds, obviously. He scored 1 point, I think, in the fourth quarter at the free throw line, and just was not a factor in the fourth quarter. He finished the game with 10 rebounds. He probably had 6 in the first quarter. He just continues outside of Game 3 to wear down late. He played a total of 44 minutes. Tyrese Maxey only played 43. Only 43, but it's just kind of funny that Joel Embiid's playing more minutes than Tyrese Maxey, who could probably play 80 minutes a night. But Sixers continued with their starting 5 as the fourth quarter started, and they all just looked gassed. It wasn't just Joel, but Tobias started well and then finished with 10, which is kind of what you expect from Tobias Harris nowadays. Kyle Lowry was a factor at times. Made some good plays. Had 7 assists, 5 boards, 7 points. Just 1 of 6 from the floor. A pivotal moment in this one came when Kyle Lowry went to the free throw line after he missed a 3 and got his own rebound. And Sixers were down 4 at the time, with 8 seconds left. And so Kyle Lowry makes the first free throw, and he intentionally missed the second free throw, which was beautifully tapped out by Nicholas Batum. But the guys that were behind the 3-point line, Kelly Oubre and Tyrese Maxey, were sitting there with their hands on their hips, were not paying attention at all, weren't allowed in on the play. Maxey had a tremendous opportunity to go get that ball and either drive it and cut the lead to 1 or kick it out. Again, you get possession. Now you're down 3 with 8 seconds. That's the best case scenario. It was a good call to miss the free throw. It was just awful execution. It was beautiful by Kyle Lowry. It was a great miss. It was a great tap out by Batum, but Maxi's just standing there. And, you could see they were kind of talking like he didn't know he was going to miss that. How do you not in some way give some sort of signal that this is going to happen without giving it away? Just ridiculous. And that kind of summed up the day for the Sixers. The better team won today. I can't believe I've gone, however many minutes in this 5-minute recap without talking about Jalen Brunson, who was sensational, 47 points, 10 assists, pretty much was doing whatever he wanted. He had 34 shot attempts. OG Anunoby had another really good game. Probably, I guess now his best game of the series for sure. 16 points, 14 boards, 3 blocks, 8 of 16 from the field. Josh Hart, quiet night offensively, 4 points, but had 17 rebounds. How Josh? I mean, he's been a good rebounder all season, but giving up 17 rebounds to 6'4" Josh Hart in a close to must-win game in Philadelphia is unacceptable. You can't do that if you want to win. Again, the better team won. Deuce McBride had 3 threes off the bench. But again, the play that you're going to think of is this Kyle Lowry miss, and you look at the replay, Tyrese is just standing there. Just ridiculous. So yeah, that's game 4. Sixers had a chance and went absolutely ice cold offensively, defensively late from an efficiency standpoint, from a shot selection standpoint, from an IQ standpoint, from a hustle standpoint, from a defensive rebounding standpoint. It was just about as bad of a last 5 minutes of that game that you can have if you're the Sixers. And, somehow they only lost by 5. They shot the ball horribly well all game long, 29 for 82 from the field. That's only 35%. 9 for 33 from 3. The only thing that kind of helped was they got to the line, made 25 out of 29. Knicks were just 16 of 26 in that department. Joel knocked down 12 of his 14. But again, Sixers don't get the job done, and now their backs are against the wall. They're gonna try and regroup, and obviously what the stage is now. There's 3 games, 2 of which are going to be in New York, and you got to win all 3, and that's an uphill battle. It's been done before in the playoffs. It can happen, and on Planet 76, we're not giving up until it's over, but again, all 4 of these games in this playoff series have been good, competitive, all winnable games. We have a 7-point game in game 1. Game 2, we know the story there. A 3-point game or a 3-point win for the Knicks. An 11-point victory in game 3 for the Sixers with their backs against the wall, kind of in a sense there, to not go down 3-0. And then game 4, ice cold fourth quarter, 97-92. A winnable game that the Sixers could have had. They could be going to New York 2-2. You know the story. They're not. It's 3-1. They play again on Tuesday night. That is the story. The series, if it should continue beyond Tuesday, will be Tuesday, and then May 2nd, which is a Thursday, and then it'll finish up on May 4th on Saturday if it gets to that point with a Game 7 at Madison Square Garden. Be on the lookout for a full-length episode coming tonight, Sunday night, or should be posted for sure by Monday morning, and Michael and I will break down all the action from Game 3, Game 4, give our thoughts on, more in-depth, give our thoughts on what happened in today's game, and then look ahead to Game 5, the must-win game in New York to hopefully bring this series back to Philadelphia and look to force a Game 7, one game at a time, and just sucks the way that they lost this one because, 1, it was there, and 2, you make a couple shots, you get a couple rebounds, you use a little more IQ, and this could be a different result, but it's not. Pretty horrible feeling if you're a Sixers fan. So, all right, before I keep going, I'll do some of this off the air as I rant, but this is Planet 76 5-minute recaps. Be on the lookout for a full-length episode coming your way in just a little bit. We'll see you next time on Planet 76.